So let's get in here. It's wonderful to meet you. Thank you so much for taking a minute out today. I
You're
appreciate it.
so welcome. Yeah.
So before we get into your good work, I want to begin with this. I always start with this question. It's COVID. 6 years ago, it changed everything. How did you get through that era, and how has it changed the way that you do things today?
Mm. I didn't experience COVID. So I didn't get the shot. So I didn't go into the mass hysteria. And that's just my own preference. Like, it's not like a right or wrong or political stance that I have. It's just like how I choose to take care of my body from what I know about my body and how it works with things. I did get COVID
Yeah.
once or twice, but it was very mild and very light. As far as my business goes, my business took off because more people were at home. So it benefited my business. And I traveled around the world and I spoke. And how I did that to this moment, I just didn't know that there was any issue. So I put on a mask and I went through customs and I just did, just kept living my life. And um, how it changed me is it really showed me that when I don't feed into something, like the whole world can shift and change to
Yep.
go with what we believe and that deeper meaning of what is humanity, what is identity, what is this reality creation or matrix that people are talking about. Um, and then it also showed me like how often I block myself from things that I want and who I require and desire to be because I am wrapped up in my own crap for lack of a better word. And how if I could just get out of my own COVID way, like that
Yep.
would happen. So for me, to many people's chagrin, it didn't really change much. I didn't really experience it. I put on a mask, like I knew that the masks were happening, but the hysteria and fear of death and everything, unfortunately, I've had enough bouts with death that I'm like, bring it. I'm ready for it. That will be a relief. Not that I'm wanting one or going out. I'm still very pushing towards, touching a million lives at least with safe, secure, and successful, and helping as many survivors of abuse as possible with my books and just seeing everybody know that they can live beyond the drama and the trauma and beyond looking at the trauma and drama around them and seeing that perception. And once we get out of that perception, everything can change for us. And oftentimes, the most limiting perceptions that we have is our own, right?
Yep.
Like I said, COVID taught me how, like, I didn't have to live in that paradigm because I wasn't part of it. Therefore, the world didn't treat me that way.
Yeah.
No one else could travel and fly. I went to Mexico a few times. I went to the lower 48. I was living in Alaska at the time. I went to the lower 48 a couple times. I went to Canada, right? Like, curious.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So let's get into the work that you're doing. On paper, there's a lot going on, but if I put you in front of a bunch of kids at career day, let's say they're 12 years old, they want to know what you do for a living. How do you synthesize your day job to make sense to their brains?
Hmm. I help you choose who you want to be in spite of whatever's happened to you. So when mom and dad said you can be anything that you want to be in the world, I help you do that in spite of if mom and dad were kind of mean.
Right. So what did you want to be at that age? What was your dream gig?
I am a singer.
Okay.
So I went into jazz singing like that. We talked about that a
Yeah.
little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I have a jazz album and I'm a singer and I wanted to do like folk jazz, but I like hip hop dancing. So I think it was kind of like that genre that I was writing in and working in. I went to school for opera and then got cancer at 21 and shifted to jazz. Went crazy, broke all the rules, right? Did the exact opposite, learned how to uncover my break, learned how to do all that stuff. Started working in some studios doing backup work for people. And it just turned out to be something that was really, really fun. And I was working in a jazz studio, helping people get booked and stuff in San Francisco area, and I met a boy, and I also had the cancer and might not have been able to have kids. And I don't know, like I chose the boy, I chose the family, which was great. I wouldn't give up my kids for the world, but it did block that career from blooming in the way that it could have.
Yeah.
And the other thing I was doing while I was doing music was I was teaching yoga and nutrition. And that led into everything that I'm doing now.
So the jazz community is like one of the best kept secrets on the planet. Did you love being involved in that community?
Oh, I do. I do. And actually, yesterday, I got to meet a man here that told me about the jazz community here in near Tampa, Florida, and like where I can go and like step in and sing. And I am planning on staying up late. I'm gonna stay up till 10:30 and I'm gonna go to the bar
Nice.
and I'm gonna stand in probably next Thursday in reality. I'm excited. I miss it. I miss it hugely. I had a jazz band in Alaska for many, many years
Wow.
and it's always been a real part of my life, which is why I say I am a singer,
Yeah,
although that
sure.
didn't really pay the bills.
Yeah, sure. No, I get it. I totally get it. So take me back to your childhood. Where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Illinois, but I was raised in Colorado,
Okay.
and we had quarter horses. My mom taught dance, so I did dance. My mom taught yoga, so yoga was around. We were big into green food and kind of the green hippie era. My mother never did the extracurricular activities. She was more conservative and Christian in that realm,
Yeah.
but definitely like eating green foods and all the herbs and no microwaves in the house, like that kind of stuff. We were very natural in that way. My dad, my biological father still lived in Illinois. They got a divorce when I was really young, so he wasn't really in the picture. And I was adopted when I was 8 by my stepdad, and he is full blood Oglala Lakota, and so he raised us in very much like astral projecting and meditation and reading the clouds and talking to the animals and kind of this psychic realm that was really open and developing, and spiritual realm and earthbound realm, which was really really beautiful. So that was one piece of my childhood.
Yeah.
And then the doors would close at night, and there was a lot of yelling, a lot of financial stress. We had 8 quarter horses and couldn't eat sometimes. I was beat on the regular for being a honky or speaking or being a girl or not vacuuming in a straight line or eating the ice cream I never ate that my mom ate. Like, I don't know, talking. Like, I was beat nearly every night, and then I was molested. And that turned into a whole bunch of things and different events. And when I was 13, I turned my dad in because another guy tried to molest me. And that was a whole godly experience. God showed up and said, go home and tell. And I did. Things shifted for me. Things shifted for my cousins on the reservations, talking about how the elders aren't perfect, right? And yeah, my other family too is as other evidence of abuse within that family came up too. And so we all just opened up this conversation that I got to be the spearhead of at 13. And then I began studying breath work and yoga and different things that my mother and father were already doing that really helped me to begin to process what happened to me as a child. And that turned into just a continuation of breaking generational cycles.
Sure. So who was your inspiration? Who was like that heroic force that allowed you to get through all of those traumatic moments and to become who you are today?
Carolyn Mays,
Okay.
Wayne Dyer,
Yeah.
that those yeah,
Yeah.
Carolyn Mays and Wayne
Sure.
Dyer. Shirley MacLaine did a chakra meditation VHS that I was doing every day when I was 13. In all honesty, as crazy as much of the abuse came from my mom, much of the healing came from my mother too. She found ways to help us. She never like said she was perfect, although it took her a long time to break some of the cycles. It's taken me a long time to break some of my own. And we really grew together. So my mother's definitely one. And she found NERI, neural emotional reflex integration, and or helped create it, like put it together. And that resets my nervous system. And I don't think that if I hadn't had my gravity reflex system, my nervous system reset, that any amount of therapy and stuff would have worked because it was really holistic. Now in my programs, I help people reset it on all the levels so it can lock in for life without needing Neary. But it's wonderful when we can just go to a practitioner and have 21 steps done and get our body back on track. And then if you have that awareness of your consciousness with the body, not the other way around, then you can start retraining your body from that place of this is mine to train, not like trying to manage it through it.
Yeah. So you've taken your experiences and evolved, and now you're at a point where you're trying to help others get through it. I would think there would be a part of you that wouldn't want to confront that anymore, because inevitably you're going to run into people that have been through the same things,
Yeah.
and there's a part of you that has to relive that all the time.
Oh, I don't relive it anymore.
Okay, so
Because there's no longer the thing is it's I'm not going, oh well that didn't happen to me. Or I'm not going, oh that didn't happen to me. I'm so sad that that happened to me. And I'm not going, oh it happened to me and I need revenge for it. It's like, no, like it fucking happened.
right.
Sorry, hopefully I can cuss here.
No, 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 you're good. Go for it.
Okay. It happened. It was part of my lived experience. It did form these beliefs and these blocks and these things and these fears that I've gotten to overcome and reclaim from the matrix and continue to in some spaces. I no longer am willing to live as it, and that's what I help people from. So people can come to me and they do and tell me all about their abuse and all about what happened. And, there was different phases of my career. So at first I really worked with somatic healing and the physical. Then I really worked with mindset and meditation and hypnosis and NLP. Then I really worked with emotional intelligence. And movement and flailing and getting things out of the somatic body that were emotions and learning how to get that. And then I was leading meditations and spiritual realm. And I started understanding from Reiki and stuff like that this isn't spiritual. This isn't God. This fourth dimension that we discuss, like, it's like so real. It's friggin' Wi-Fi, right? It's how we're having this conversation right now. How do I manage my own Wi-Fi system, my own vibrational system, right? And all the timelines that are attached to it. And so when I look at people, I see them differently. I see
Yeah,
myself differently now. I had to learn how to take people through all of this and how to put myself back together and help them put themselves back together. So I used to just help a lot of people and they'd share their stories and it was a lot of trauma, some therapy, some just coaching. And then now it's like I get to work with people that are really ready to be like, okay, how do I move beyond that place where I can hear about the story, but it's not going to be a trigger. I'm not going to be needing to avoid it, but I don't need to embrace it and think about it all day either, right? That I want to use my story to write my book, put together my program, do something good in this world, go and speak, right? But I'm not quite sure how to share my story without it being this emotional thing.
sure.
Or if other people have an emotion towards it, right? Like there was a moment where I would feel like oh yeah, right? And then there was a moment where I was like, oh, shut up. Like don't feel sorry for me. Like that's so stupid. And now it's just like when they go, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm just like, yeah, not me. Like I've gotten to save lives. Like I get
Sure.
those emails that say, thank you so much for saving my life. Thank you so much for helping my family break out of, poverty. Thank you so much for letting me step into my own heart. Thank you so much for helping me come home, as Jesus told me back when I was 13, come home to themselves and share their gifts, share their stories, tell. And that's really my mission. And I think that God knew that when I was 13, when he told me to go home and tell, because it has really taken on a completely different meaning now that I'm 50.
So let's hit that intersection of spirituality and biology. You mentioned death, bring it on. Have you had a near-death experience? Because I hear when you do, there's this warmth, there's this different ethereal feeling where some people feel it and they're like, "Oh no, I got to come back. I got to go back down there." Have you
Yeah.
had that level of experience?
So as far as like the white light, oh,
Sure.
there's the white light. No, but I have had white light experiences where I'm in meditation. not with drugs or anything, like not ayahuasca or anything like that. Like literally, like just in prayer and meditation, like deep, deep, deep in the realm. I have done yoga and at Bikram Yoga College of India in 2000. I levitated, I guess. And during that moment, my thyroid and parathyroid and adrenals that were killing me, they were instantly healed and everything fell into place. It was quite miraculous.
Wow.
I don't remember levitating, but the people around me told me that I did. And I do remember waking up and they were all like around me. And I was like, what the hell, right? But I had just astro traveled to a place where God was healing me and I was just in bliss. So I've had these like bliss, like supernatural experiences without hallucinogens, and that gave me a lot of faith. But have I had near death experiences where I was just like, yeah, like I've been hurt tremendously in my life and terrified that I was going to die in a minute and had my eyes bulge out of my head and been in so much pain I couldn't come back to my body. And that disassociation, that where am I, right? I'm not in my body. I'm not part of my body. Awareness and confirmation is definitely just like, I believe it. I don't even have to believe it. Like,
Yeah.
it just is. Like, I have a body, I'm not a body.
Yeah, I get it. So what is the energy for you every day to do this work that you do? You have a soul, you have your clients, you're changing lives. I'm sure as an entrepreneur, so to speak, there's a lot of pressures. What is it that gets you going to do this at a high level every day?
I hope it's not just survival. Um, gosh, you know what? For me, it's like it's such a soul mission. It's such a soul mission. Like I don't want to do anything else. And I don't want to go get a job. Like I can't get broke enough to go get a job. I can't get um in enough lack or enough poverty or enough pain or enough this to stop. Like the world has really tried to stop me from this mission over the last 20 years through losing marriages and my ex being pissed off at me because I just wouldn't stop writing at night, or poverty and like not having enough clients and going through the entrepreneur like wheel and cycle and wondering like, will this ever work and how will it work, to being raped again. And after I was on magazines and touring the world, literally talking about living beyond rape and what that means and everything, that if I could go back getting drugged and getting raped, like it was crazy, tried to take me down. It actually just taught me more and gave me more fuel, because then I could relate to people more from, because I could from a child perspective, but not from an adult perspective.
Yeah.
And so then I had more fuel there. And so what gets me going every day is knowing that, people do message me and say, thank you so much for saving my life. Thank you so much for giving me hope. Thank you so much for letting me see that, that diagnosis, that PTSD is going to be with me forever, that the flashbacks are going to be for forever, that it was so bad what happened to me that I'm never ever going to be able to overcome it or come back to my house or feel safe in my body, and I'm going to be suffering forever. My body's going to have those autoimmune diseases and the symptoms and everything of trauma, that I don't have to live like that. And I'm seeing it shift. I'm seeing the change in my life. Those emails, those emails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say you have a dream tonight. You run into the 18-year-old version of you, ready to figure out the world and get out there. And you walk into the room and there's a film projector and you click play. And there's a 60-second highlight reel of the life that you've lived, the choices you've made, comes up on a screen. Is that young version of you going to believe that your life turned out this way?
No, she'll probably be like, what? We're not a rock star? What?
Yeah.
Um, No, I don't think that she would. I mean, she had no desire to go into psychology. She had a lot of soul awareness and psychic abilities and just curiosities and stuff that were developed in child, but they were very normal. She didn't know that they were weird. She didn't know that they were evil. She didn't know like anything that over the years I'd find out about just how life treats us and the mirrors that come back to us. So, no, I think that she would have just looked at it and been like, why aren't we famous yet?
Yeah.
And I'd look back at her and I'd be like, babe, I don't know, but we're going.
So what are you the proudest of? When you look at that highlight reel of your life, what stands out? What are you the proudest of?
Besides my children, which, who weren't essayed, which I'm super proud of,
Yeah.
and who know that they're loved and, we're all doing the best we can. Besides them, I think, the books, the programs, the people I've gotten to help, the people I've gotten to touch, the people that trust me to be their guide as they look inside of themselves, which is so different. Most people look for guides to guide them into themselves, right? Or to guide them through something so they can get to the other side of something, where I'm very prone to taking people inside and helping them figure out who they are, and giving them back choice, and that gives them back everything. So I'm just grateful for all of them. Yeah, I think that. Thank you for the
Yeah.
question. That was good to reflect on.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. As a musician, as a singer, what was the first concert that you saw that blew you away?
The first concert I ever saw was John Denver.
Oh, cool.
And I don't know if it blew me away, but I know it's pretty good. And then the first concert that really blew me away, gosh, you know what? The Wallflowers played in this little studio in the Fox in Boulder, and they came and they played. bef- I mean, their career was taking off, right? Obviously, like he's the son, but I think that was like the most intimate, coolest experience ever. And then other times, like getting to go, it's always behind the scenes that made it happen. Like I got to hang out for an evening with the Dave Matthews Band at this little place called Round Midnight. It's not there anymore, but Round Midnight in Boulder. I got to hang out with, what are their names? Bob Marley's son.
Oh, Ziggy. Yeah.
Ziggy. I got
Yeah.
to hang out with Ziggy and them and Jamiroquai one day,
Wow.
up in in Colorado. And so it was the behind the scenes that really makes me, just the community of artists that are just feeling and expressing things, and playing with the art and playing with sound, and how we manipulate energy. And that's really what's great about trauma therapy too. It's just like, how can we utilize this to create their sound? Like, one thing that Wayne Dyer said, besides edging God out, that I really love, is he would always say, "Don't die with your song inside of you."
Yeah.
And and I think about that often, and how I'm so blessed to be able to not only hear so many people's songs, right, but also like help them get their song out into the world, whatever that looks like.
So on the flip side of that, what was the best, most magnetic, energetic show that you ever performed? Something that just stands out for one reason or another.
You know what? Like, and it has to come down to, like, one, I've only performed really in little coffee shops
Okay.
and stuff like that, right? So
Sure.
that's been most of my career. But I think I was Judy Garland. I mean, I was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
I got to play and embody Judy Garland, who is one of my all-time idols and influences. And so that was fun. I was really
Yeah.
young. It was in San Francisco, but I that was really fun. I think those were the best, energetic, like pull
Yeah.
from the audience, like
Huh?
and then one show I decided to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow like she did in Carnegie Hall. Which I don't know if that was a good choice or not, but it was a total dream for me,
Yeah.
whether the audience liked it or not. But just kind of like karaoke'd, it from her older years,
Yeah.
and played with a vibrato and played with everything that my voice had been trained to do since I was 5. And um, yeah, I think that was the funnest
That's
one.
cool. So let
Yeah.
me ask you this. Everyone has a perception of you, family, friends, clients, everyone that gets your books, everyone that knows you in different capacities, but you run the show. What's your perception of you Who do you think you are?
Ah, I love this question. Yeah, because I was like, I don't know what other people's perceptions of me is. I have no idea. Really, when I think about it, like I'm real. I'm really real. Like I will share my underbelly, and that's okay. I will grow raw. But I'm also a soul with this body that is learning how to work my own control panel, for lack of a better word, and run the best life that I can, expressing the intention of my soul. And that's that.
That's a
Like,
wonderful
it
answer.
doesn't really change. It's just, it is what it is. But sometimes my body craves something that my soul is like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I
Yep.
know.
It's the human experience. I get it. I totally get it.
Yeah.
So, if anybody is ready for the next step, they want to reach out, they have questions, they want to get your books, they want to hire you, any of the good business, where do they go?
Yeah. So yourownuniversity.com. And that's where you'll get like the soul expression quiz and kind of figure out if you're in the rebuilder stage. And that means that you're like ready to finish the healing, right? Really embody who you are, know who you are, find that voice within you and tap in. Or you're in the messenger phase, right? Where you get the trainings, the certifications, the awarenesses, you kind of put together your message, you figure out your why. Or you're in the architect phase, which is like, okay, I'm ready. Like I know who I am, I know what I have to offer. Let's build this thing. And that's where we really work together to get your book out into the world, get the programs aligned with your book out into the world, and put together a talk that just brings it all home. And then we help you get out into the world.
I love it. So, final question. I want to end on a good note. You can get into a time machine and go back in time and see one show, one singer, one concert. Where are you going?
I'm going to Judy Garland,
Okay.
Carnegie Hall.
Okay, there you go. I should have known that. I should have known that.
Ella Fitzgerald, though, like, oh, yeah.
See, that mine would
Or
be,
Susan Vaughn. Like, I don't know. Like, they're,
yeah. See, I would see Ella at the Apollo the first time,
oh, God, right?
walking into the mouth of the lion and taming that whole raucous, historic vibe in there.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Just
And
crazy.
there was, if I'm not mistaken, I think at that show was Judy Garland and Marilyn Monroe.
Wow.
So maybe I'm going to take it back. I want to sit between Judy
Yeah.
Garland and
Uh-huh.
Marilyn Monroe
Yep.
at Ella's show.
And
Yeah.
just that little girl toddling out there on the stage and just blew the roof off of that place. That's so cool. Totally cool. Um, I will put links in the show notes. This has been wonderful. I'm so glad that we could reshuffle and reconvene. This has been absolutely wonderful. Best of luck with everything. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Joe.
You bet. And